Namaste everyone. Let's start the class with a short prayer and then we'll chant the mantras of Katopanishad from second section 16th mantra till 20th mantra and then we'll see the explanation part. ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अथ कठोपनिषत् एतद्येवाक्षरं ब्रह्म एतद्येवाक्षरं परम् एतद्येवाक्षरं ज्ञात्वा यो यदिच्छति तस्य तत् एतदालम्बनं श्रेष्ठमेतदालम्बनं परम् एतदालम्बनं ज्ञात्वा ब्रह्मलोके महीयते न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चिन्ननायं कुतश्चित् बभूव कश्चित् अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे हन्ता चेन्मन्यते हन्तुं हतश्चेन्मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते अनोरणीयान् महतो महीयान् आत्मास्य जातोर्निहितो गुहायां तमक्रतुः पश्यति वीतशोको धातुप्रसादान् महिमानमात्मनः. Okay, we are done with the chanting part. Now we'll see the explanation of each and every mantra. I'll start with the 16th mantra. Since I have already done with the chanting, I'll just read the mantra and then we'll see the explanation. एतद्ध्येवाक्षरं ब्रह्म एतद्ध्येवाक्षरं परम् एतद्ध्येवाक्षरं ज्ञात्वा यो यदिच्छति तस्य तत्. Here Shankaracharya is saying the syllable Om. I said that in the previous classes, any prayer we need to start with the syllable Om. So here this mantra says the syllable Om. Om means Brahman, which means the supreme. There is none other than, apart from this, there is no other supreme thing. So the syllable Om is Brahman, which is equals to supreme. And whoever knows this syllable, that person will attain whatever he desires. He will attain that. So what this mantra says is the syllable Om is nothing but Brahman, which means the supreme. Whoever knows this syllable will definitely attain whatever he desires. That's what this mantra means. We'll move to the next mantra. एतदालम्बनं श्रेष्ठम् एतदालम्बनं परम् एतदालम्बनं ज्ञात्वा ब्रह्मलोके महीयते. So this mantra says the syllable Om, which is the highest, which is Brahman and which is supreme, that is the best support. Apart from that, no other thing which is equals to which will give that equal kind of support. So this Om, that syllable Om, which is Brahman and supreme thing, that is the best support and which is the supreme support. This is the highest support. Apart from this, there is no other next level apart from this. So the syllable Om is the best support, which is the highest support, and whoever knows this support, that means whoever knows this Om, is even adored in Brahmaloka as well. So what this mantra says is the syllable Om, which is Brahman and which is supreme, this gives the best support and this is the highest support. And whoever knows this syllable Om, which is the highest support, is even adored in Brahmaloka as well. That's what this mantra means. We'll move to the next mantra. Najayate mriyate va vipaschinayam kutaschit babuva kaschit ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamani sharire. Here this mantra says, knowing the self which is Atma is neither born nor die, and it is neither sprung from anything nor anything is sprung from it. So what this mantra is saying is, knowing the self which is Atma, that Atma is neither born nor die, and it is neither sprung from anything nor anything sprung from it. So it means that Atma, which is the self, is birthless, eternal, everlasting, and ancient. So finally, the self, which is Atma, is not killed, even the body is killed. So that means finally it says the self will definitely not be killed. Even the person is dead and the body is killed, even buried in the ground. So, but still the self is not killed. The self remains eternal. So I'll repeat what I said. This mantra means, knowing the self which is Atma is neither born nor die, and it is neither sprung from anything nor anything sprung from it. So it is birthless, eternal, everlasting, and ancient. So finally, the self is definitely not be killed. Even the body is killed and the person is dead, even the person is buried. So that's what this mantra means. We'll move to the next mantra. Hanta che manyate hantum, hatasche manyate hatam. Ubhautau na bijanito, nayam hantana hanyate. So this mantra says, if the killer thinks, if the person, there is two persons, right? If the person is killed from someone, or if the murder happened, there is two persons. One is the killer who kills the other person, and the other person is who is killed by that person. So the two persons are there if the murder happens. So here this mantra says, if the killer thinks he kills, and even if the killed person thinks he is killed, neither of these are right, because the self, which is Atma, is neither kills nor it is killed. So what this mantra is saying is, there are two persons when the murder happens. So one is the killer and other one is the killed person. So if the killer thinks he kills that other person, and even if the killed person thinks he is killed by that killer, neither of these are right, because the self, which is Atma, which is eternal, is neither kills nor it is killed by someone. So it remains eternal. That's what this mantra means. We'll move to the last mantra of today's class. Anoraniyan mahato mahiyan atmasya jato nihito guhayam tamakratu pashyati vita shoko dhatu prasadan mahimanamatmanaha. So this mantra is saying, the Atma, which is the self, which is smaller than the small and greater than the great. So what it means, the meaning of this is, the Atma, which is the self, is the smallest and greatest, and it is hidden in the hearts of all living organisms. The Atma is such a precious thing. So the Atma, which is smaller than the small and greater than the great, it means it is smallest and greatest, which is hidden in the hearts of all living organisms. So a man, a person, who is free from all the desires, holds the Atma through the senses of mind, becomes free from grief also. So here what is saying is the person, for example, let's say a person who is free from all the desires. Desire means the desire for any, it may be the desire for some pleasure, of pleasure and enjoyment by getting some object, or by getting some money, or by getting some job or business opportunity, or it can be anything, the pleasure and enjoyment. So the person who is free from the desire of all these enjoyment and pleasures can holds the self through the senses, through all the five sense organs, become free from grief also. Finally he will be free from grief. Why? Because he has that capacity to he got that vairagya from vairagya means renouncing all kinds of pleasures and enjoyments. He don't have any attachment, or he don't have any shoka or sukha dukkha. He will see everything as a everything equally. He will takes everything, all sukha dukkha, as a Ishvara, with a Ishvararpana buddhi, which is the Karma Yoga attitude. So that person who is free from all these kind of desires, he will finally becomes free from all the bondage of samsara. Samsara means all the grief and dispassion, everything. So finally he will become free from grief also. So I'll repeat this mantra. What this mantra is saying is, the Atma, which is the self, is smaller than the small and the greater than the great, which means it is smallest but greatest. It is hidden in the hearts of all living organisms. So it is there in all living organisms. That Atma means the self. It is same, and it is there in all the living organisms as well. So the person who is free from all the desires of enjoyment and pleasures, who is free from all these kind of desires, will finally become free from grief also. So it means he will remain free from the all the bondage of samsara. Samsara means sukha dukkha and janma mrityu, all this kind of desires and enjoyments and all. He finally attains dispassion, and dispassion towards all anything. It can be any object or any person and all. Finally he will be free from grief. He will attain that karma yoga attitude. He will go in that attitude, and finally he attains moksha, which is the liberation. So that's what this mantra means. So we are done with the class. So in the next class we will see the next 5 mantras. Thank you all for joining. I'll close this with a closing prayer. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ